Morning, sir.
Good morning, good morning. I conveying message that anyone from the sales and marketing profile or MBA marketing share CV with me as we have opening for Chemsol Polymers company. Very less response from the students for our lecture of each and every lecture. So we'll try to close our lecture by this month only. Okay, and given us a time for you uh, as a revision point. Yes, okay. So we are covering that project planning today's. That is our second unit, and our first unit is that overview of project management. Yes. So what are the points are comes under overview of project management? As you are come as a revision point of view, so I think so everyone has to understand that what are the contents are comes under project management. What are the units in the project management? Okay. In overview of project management, what are the contents are comes under overview of project management, that what are the four stages of project management? Five stages. Okay, in each and every stages of a project management, it is an important concern with the unit as a project management processes or methods types, that is project starting phase to the project closure up to the monitoring, evaluations and audit point of view. Yes. So
Yes, sir.
the revision is important for you, that you need to understand the actual contents, actual meaning of that word. So it will be easy to understand you regarding the final examinations of your objectives. Okay, if you are good with the understanding of any of the topics, then it will be easy to understand the MCQs. That is actually MCQs are one of the monitoring evaluation controls. Okay, what they have to be asked on that. Whenever you are goes through any monitoring evaluation control, you need to read from your side that what is meant by monitoring, what is meant by evaluation, what is the difference between program monitoring, performance monitoring, program evaluation, performance evaluation, what is meant by project audit, what is meant by project audit processes. Okay, all these are important as an audit point of view. I will share the slide to start the recording.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
सर ते नोकरी.com वर अप्लाय केलं होतं सर. 1 लाख कंपनीमध्ये झाले ते. आता आज ॲप्टिट्यूड वगैरे आहे. चांगली आहे का कंपनी सर? काही माहिती
Which company? Name please.
नाही. 1 लाख.
Eclairex, no?
हां हां. येस सर.
Yes, it's IT company
येस सर.
and a reputed company. So just take it positive and go ahead. No
ओके.
problem. It is located in Hinjawadi area. Eclairex.
येस सर.
Our student has placed in Eclairex.
ओके सर.
Our previous student batch.
ओके सर. थँक्यू सर.
If you want additional need, we will contact them. No problem. Yes, is my slide visible?
येस सर.
Okay. So these are the project planning contents of the details. That is what is meant by project planning. What are the project planning steps, key elements of project planning, project estimations, 6 common estimation methods in project management. project network and basic network analysis method. That were starting point, that is what is meant by project planning. Yes, what is mean by project planning? I will taking a revision to all of you that what mean by project planning, and it is also understanding to me that how many students has understand the all the concepts of the project management. What mean project planning is a discipline addressing how to complete a project in a certain time frame, usually with the defined stages and designated resources. Yes, on viewpoint of project planning, which has divided the activity into steps, which are measuring objective, identify deliverable planning and task. These are the steps of project planning, that to create and analyze business case, to identify the meet stakeholders for approval, to define the project scope, to set project goals and objective, to determine the project deliverables, to create a project schedules and milestones, to assign of the task and carry out the risk assessment. These are the project planning steps of project management. These are the key elements. Key elements and steps are the same: to identifying the stakeholders, define the roles and responsibilities, to hold a kickoff of the meetings, to define a project scopes, budgets, and timelines, to set the priorities and goals, to define the deliverables, to create a project schedule, to do the risk assessment, and to communicate the project plan. Okay, these are the project estimations. These are the key elements. These are the 5 key elements of project management. Okay, and the major key elements is that times and cost, that it has repeatedly covered with all of you, that it is the process of analyzing available data to predict the time, cost, and resources, and also need to complete a project. Typically, project estimations which are include scope, time frame, budget, and risk of the project. The key components of project estimations is that to scope, time frame, resources, cost, and risk. These are the components of project estimations method. That we have carried out the cost estimation, which are totally depend on this: what are the scopes of project manager, how much times they have required to completions of that project, what type, where, which type of resources has required to completions of that project, how much budgets have required to completions of the project, what are the risks are faces by the manager, what are the risks faces by the project manager at the time of working conditions, okay, and or at the time of completions of that project. Okay, these are comes under project estimation methodologies. Okay, what are the 6 common estimating methods in project management is that top down estimate, bottom up estimate, expert judgment, comparative or analog estimations, parametric model estimating, and 3-point estimating, that we have covered in details with previously also. Okay, what mean top down estimate, what mean bottom up estimation, what are the contents are comes under comparative analog estimation, what means expert judgment, what are the parametric model estimation, what mean 3-point estimations. Okay, just analog estimations means what? Analog estimations which uses similar past project in order to estimate the cost and duration of existing one. You can write from your side that analog estimation is nothing but which has need to determine the time and cost considerations of project with the consideration of previous past project. Okay, that comes under analog estimation. In case of bottom up estimations, which are estimate to take each and every task that to be conducted, that to be happening on the workplace. Okay, that is comes under bottom up estimations. You can write from your side the bottom up estimation is nothing but to overview of each and every activities, task, responsibilities of the project to the completions of defined time period. Okay, that the estimation method is task individually starting from the very bottom to the resulting goal. Individual tasks are the roller up to the top to give higher level estimations number. In case of bottom up estimation, you need to go with the each and every task individually, monitoring the each and every task, and you need to know that how much impact of each and every activity to the completions of our project. Okay, that are comes under bottom up estimations. It is simple, that just go through 2 to 3 sentence and just try to understand what mean actual meaning means, what that estimations, bottom up, top up. Okay, Just take 2 to 3 keywords in the estimations method. Parametric estimations is nothing but the methods to calculate parametric models, calculations, scientific calculations. Okay, customize the data, variables the data. This method, which are also includes to estimating using details data from the previous activity, and to use the relationship between variables to estimate the cost and duration of your current project. Using data from previous project is helpful for calculating a realistic day per workstation. If you plan on using the parametric model, keep in mind that it can be tricky making adjustment to previous estimations with the variety of difference that are bound to arise between each new project. Yes, parametric estimations is nothing but they are covered with the considerations of past project with realistic data, with analyzing the data with the considerations of mathematics calculations. Okay, these are comes under parametric estimations. What means top-down estimation? Top-down estimation is a technique used by upper level management to estimate the cost of new project by using information from previous similar project. As bottom-up estimations, they have mentioned that what in analog estimation, bottom-up estimations, analog estimations, considerations of time and cost with similar project. In case of bottom-up estimations, they have considered each and every individual task which are to be happening in the project and need to find out that how much they have to be impact on overall performance or overall output of the our project. That is nothing but bottom-up estimation. In case of parametric estimations, they have uses mathematics calculations for the considerations of project. In case top-down estimations, they have collect the information from previous project. Yes, it will be easy to understand that. Whenever it goes to 2 to 3 sentences. The top-down estimating is a techniques which is used by upper level management to estimate the cost of new project by using information from previous similar project. Yes, it's commonly used in the very early phase of project when not much information is available. Yes, let I will just explaining that previously also. Whenever you go to the comparison of any of the previous project with your current project, some of the data which are not to be available. Yes, at that time you need to go with the justifications of your current project as per the past project parameters. Yes, and sometimes that has not required that is totally data for our current project. But you need to go with the calculations. Okay, you need to go with the proper plannings. If some of the data are not available, okay. If in case the financial sheets, okay, financial analysis, calculations, okay, these are data are not available, then it will be little bit difficult to find out the project output. But in case that some of the data which are non-financial data which are not available, then we will can manage it from our side too for the considerations of that project. Yes, these contents are comes under top-down estimating. What mean bottom-up estimating? Only keep the words of granular data. Okay, considerations of granular data, that is corrected data, which are comes under bottom-up estimating. Granular means what? To find a corrective informations, to find a way to find out the results, that is important constraints, that is as like time and cost considerations. Okay, these are the granular constraints from the project management, but we are considering the whole time scope durations. Okay, cost considerations for that project. In bottom up estimating is a management technique for determining the overall cost or timeline of a project by examining the work at the most granular level of details. Yes, most granular level of details means what? The corrective informations, the corrective resources, the corrective parameters of the corrective cost considerations. Okay, all these to corrective analyzing of data, analyzing the data that are comes under levels of details by using a granular informations. Okay, and also to combining all the informations and then coming up with the overall budget and timeline of a project that can be delegated to your team members. Okay, this is nothing but bottom up estimating. Yes, have you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what mean expert judgment? Yes, just go through slides and read it. Then I will explain.
Okay, sir. Expert judgment. Expert judgment is a technique in the project planning process that refers to make a judgment based on a skill, expertise, or specialized knowledge in a particular area. The expert can be based on the individual training or educational background, career experiences, or the knowledge of the product public market.
Okay, expert judgment is nothing but they have uses their skills, okay, which are to be utilized into practical applications. The peoples or the persons or the employees who are constantly related to his technical knowledge, his expertises in one of the technical core area, working area, okay, or he has an specialized in any of the particular area of his particular job areas. That we can say that whenever he goes to any of the project sites, suppose we are going to one of the renewable energy sources project, okay, wind power plant or some of the hydraulic power plants, okay, they have required a proper knowledge skill person. As in case of considerations of hydraulic power plant, they have required a scientific knowledge persons. They have required a civil engineers person. They have required a electrical persons. Yes, for the considerations of that project. As in case of hydraulic power plant, they have required civil engineers for what? That is the installations, considerations, calculations part. They have required a civil engineers. And what the importance of electrical engineers is there? Whenever the plant has on, okay, as we have converted that hydraulic power plant into electrical energy purposes, that they have required a turbine system, generation system to generate the electricity from the hydraulic power plant. Yes, so the requirement of the expert judgment is as per their particular area of the specializations, as they have required the knowledge on one specific sectors, as they have required knowledge on one particular machines, as they have required knowledge on any of the machining processes, okay, because they are important considerations of that project. What type of qualities has required, how much durations has required, how much future scopes are there, yes, what are the capacities of that plant, okay, these are the important considerations parameters. And it's not a judgmental views, okay, you have required actual technical presentations, you have required actual technical calculations, parameter considerations in the expert judgment processes, okay, that you are considering any of the project, some of the financial persons as project you have considered, in that case you have required a proper financial knowledge person for the considerations of time, cost, budgeting, utilizings of that budget. Okay, proper planning of financial resources. Yes, yes, as per the depend on which type of product, which type of project we have installed on the sites, which type of project we are good with the details of as a project manager. They need to know that what type of expert judgment or skill persons we have required for the competitions of our project. These are comes under expert judgment. What mean analog estimations? As we have already covered that analog estimation is the process of comparing past project with the current project with the considerations of time and cost. It is nothing but analog estimation. Parametric estimations, as we are previously also explained that it is the financial calculations, granulars, data. Okay, parametric estimation is one of the four primary methods that project companies use to produce estimate from the cost. Yes, repetitions of cost and duration in each and every project estimations method. Cost, durations, and efforts of the project. For parametric estimation, the person in charge of the estimation will model or describe the project using set of algorithms. That is the data collections of the data, as I have given example for parametric estimation methods of any of the mining plant, yes, any of the coal plant, any of the cement industries, yes, they have required a parametric estimations method. They have required data for the selections of methodology. That selections of data by using primary method, secondary method, yes, data analyzing, calculations, targeted data, cleaning of that data. Why they required of cleaning of data? As we have collecting the data for the information purposes for to manufacture any of the product. Yes, we are collecting the data to convert our practical, to convert our management skills, to convert our uh, individual skills into the practical goals. Okay, that's why we have required a lot of data to the conversion of process. Okay, it's not so easy to as we are thinking that this is the processes we need to calculate on this methods processes. Okay, but whenever you goes to the practical applications, yes, whenever you go to the actual machining process, at that time you are facing some of the problems. Yes, and it is not easy to find out the way to come with the results or proper results. Okay, because we are facing a lot of difficulties at the considerations of practical point of view, that my any of the mining industries or some of the compressed natural gas plant, yes, hydropower plant systems, nuclear power plant. Okay, they have required a parametric estimations because these are the essentials. Okay, we also can also say that these are the very safety point of view, that some of the projects as there we have required a proper safety, we have required a proper expert judgmental knowledge skills in that particular areas. Yes, why because there has a possibility to happening the accidents, that major cases has to be happening because of the improper knowledge. Yes, because of the improper skills of that work set, of that processes. Yes, if suppose one of the employees or one of the workers who are working in mining industries, yes, and they need to have all the knowledge of mining power plant, where is the entry, where is the output, okay, which type of machines, what type of selection methodology, what type of data systems are used, yes, which type of technologies are used, they need to aware about all the cases. Yes, the parametric estimations which are considered the persons in charge of the estimations will model or describe the project using a set of algorithms. Okay, as in figure you can say that there is a lot of data. Okay, after that selection methodology has to be used for the analyzing of that data. After that targeted data. Why the importance of targeted data in any of the project management? As we are considering any of the previous past project with the our current project, because we have a lot of data, but at the time of consideration some of the data we have not required to our processes or technologies. Okay, that time you need to go with the key constraints of the data, that we can say that the targeted data. Just go through the cleaning of that data. After that, proceeding the data with the codifications to transform the data to the data mining, yes, to models and to interpret and evaluation systems. That the interpretation evaluations is nothing but our monitoring and evaluations. Yes, this is the parametric estimation. Yes, 3-point estimation. Just Vinod, please read.
The three-point estimation. The three-point estimation technique is used in a management and information system application for the construction of an approximate probabilities and distributions represent of the outcomes in the future events based on very limited information. While the distributions used for the Approximations might be a normal distribution. This is not always so. For example, a triangular distribution might to be used depending on the applications.
Yes, okay. In 3-point estimation, what they have considered? E equal to O plus P plus M divided by 3. E is an expected value, O is a optimistic value, P is a prismatic value, and M is a most likely value. What they can use in management and information systems with the application for the construction of approximate probability distributing. Yes, how we have calculate the probabilities of the any of the data. What we can say that what mean probability distribute, what mean probability distributions, as we can normally say that it's an probabilities. Yes, the chances of happening with the considerations of all the data with the combining systems. That, and after that we can guess on that particular data or informations with available with us our current project. That probability, that we can say that probability, the chances of happening. Yes, which are considered with this 3-point estimations method with the considerations of what we expected values, optimistic value, pessimistic value, and most likely values with the considerations of these three words. What are the project network? It is simple that a project network or project activities network is a graphical representations which are very similar to flowcharts of any of the project management. Yes, that shows the sequence in which the project terminals or element must be completed. There are a number of techniques used to create project activity networks. Yes, that we can say that project monitoring and evaluation techniques. Yes, graphical evaluation techniques, MetraPoints method techniques. All this comes under the project network. Project network is nothing but a project management system which are to be converted that input into output with the considerations of each and every individual task. That is nothing but terminals element. Terminal elements is nothing but what? The activities to be carried out in the project management. Yes, they similar to flow chart. That project network is nothing but flow chart of any of the machines, flow chart of any of the organizations, companies, environment. Yes, that we can draw the flow chart for one of the particular machining processes, that we can draw flow chart for considerations of any of the task, individuals, activity, that we have to carried out a flow chart for each individual task or activity also. As an project manager, we are considerations of our all the project planning in the flow charts, that is project starting phase to the project end phase, that we are distributed the departments with the considerations of each and every individual task and responsibilities has given to that project team members. Yes, a project network is nothing but the activities to be carried out, the sequentially, the activities to be carried out as per the project manager project plans. Yes, we are always goes to the one of the proper project plan with the considerations of our activities, tasks that have to be allocated with the considerations of roles and responsibilities of each and every persons in a process methodology. That is project network with the considerations of project activity network is a graphical depictions. Yes, is a graphical representations. That depictions is a little bit hard to say that, but it whenever you goes to the explaining of project network is nothing but to carry out the activities sequentially with the considerations of each and every individual task to the computations of that project. is nothing but project network. Yes, what are the activities or nodes? A, B, C, D, E. These are the activities or nodes. We are also said in our language that these are the activities. Yes, these are the tasks. That is nothing but node, activity or node. That in case project management, we are said that these are the nodes. Nodes is nothing but activities, one after another. Like A is a machining process activities, like grinding machine, milling machines, any of the machines to manufacture a project. Okay, this is a one particular task that we can say that on our language we can say that these are the nodes, activities or nodes, that completions of project from the starting point to the end point with the considerations of all the nodes, nothing but the activities, nothing but the tasks, nothing but the processes to completions of that machines, one particular task activities to the completions of that project. Yes, it is simple. Activity or node is a project management term, okay, that refers to a precedence diagrammatic method which uses a box, okay, which uses a flow to donate to denote schedules or the activities. With arrows to depict a logical progressions of the dependencies between the schedules and the activities. The consideration of project start to end considerations where goes with each and every activity to the completions of that project, which are comes under activities or node of project management. What is forward pass defect? A forward pass defect that earliest start and earliest finish. These are the both the times considerations of each activity to determine the earliest that the project can be finished. A backward pass defect that latest start and latest finish. Yes, each activity is in the network. That is for forward pass with considerations of earlier starting, that is earlier finishings, which are considerations of forward pass with the considerations of backward pass, that is latest start, latest finish. Yes, as from the diagram you can understand, you can easily understand that what mean forward pass, what mean backward pass. Yes, as name indicates that the consideration of forward pass means what, the project has starting phase, that is earlier start, definitely it will be goes to earlier finish, latest start, latest finish. These are the considerations of defect, sorry, detect, that is forward pass detect and backward pass detect. These are the network analysis methods. Yes, method, critical path method, critical chain method, program evaluation and review techniques method. Okay, these are the important considerations of the project management, PERT. Just need to go with details concepts of program evaluation and review techniques module. Yes, and just you are also need to find out the problems from the graphical representations. It is important considerations that when you are use goes to any of the companies, they have goes with the interview processes with the project management evaluations and techniques. It is an important considerations of evaluations monitorings, okay, program evaluations and review techniques. That is the simple as in case of theoretical knowledge, it is simple to explain, but whenever you go through any of the graphical representations of problematic statements or problematic diagram, you need to go with the technical considerations of scientific calculations methods, and you need to find out that how to calculate program evaluation and review techniques. Yes, estimating times, latest estimating time, latest finishing times, how to calculate that you need to know that you need to understand from your side too. What is the PERT methods? How to calculate the review techniques times? Yes, as you are going with the decision science subject, and I think so you are all the knows about how to calculate PRT methods, what is mean by critical chain method, what is mean by activities, nodes, process flows, graphical representations. Okay, these are the theoretical points. It will be easy to understand. But try to solve the problems from the decision science subject. As whenever you go through details of any of the problem, it will be interesting to solve the problems. Or just go through one of the paragraphs and try to write the project network diagram. Yes, okay. Try to just start from your point that you need to go with the notebook and pen and just try to keep try to take one of the questions from the decision science, okay, which are based on one of the paragraphs, and you need to draw the network diagram, or you are with the network diagram you need to go with to calculate the how much times has required to completions of that project. Yes, these are the main concept as management persons, as they have expected from the management persons. The teams has expected from the management persons. So you need to know that what is mean by program evaluation review techniques, how to calculate the review techniques times, most estimation time, okay, backward pass time, latest finish time, earliest finish time. After that, GERT method, that is graphical evaluations and review techniques. And after that, MPM, that is method of metra potential methods. What is meant by critical path method? Critical path method is a techniques where you identify the tasks that are necessary for project completions and determining scheduling and flexibilities. It is simple that task is nothing but the activities in consideration of critical path method, as name indicates that the activities to be carried out in a project management to the completions of that project. Yes, is a techniques where you identify the tasks that are necessary for a project completions and to determine the scheduling the flexibilities. This is nothing but critical path method. CPMs are also revolves around discovering the most important task in the project timelines to identify the task dependencies and calculating the task durations. As why the importance of critical path methods in project management, as whenever you goes to each and every activity, this will helpful to you to how much times has required to the completions of each and every task individually. Yes, that is the main way of critical path methods. Yes, as uh, as you from the diagram you can say that the starting point to finish point, task A requires how many days? 3 days. Task D requires also 3 days. Task E required also 3 days. Why? Why the task has required 4 days? Why the task B has required 2 days? Okay, and all the considerations of time that is comes under critical path. How many days? Critical path equal to 9 days. Yes, they have given any of the machining process is also here. One of the processes that is CNC manufacturing. Okay, from the start point to end point, they have considerations of activities, each and every activities for the completions of one definite project or process. Yes, they have calculating that how much time is required to the completion of one particular task, how much times have required to completion of one particular machining processes. Okay, one definite machining process like operations of grinding, like operations of honing, like operations of cleaning, how much times have required to completions of that task. And the critical path method considerations of whole times have required to manufacture that particular product, to the computations of that particular process, to computations of that particular methodology. That is nothing but critical path method. Okay, to considerations of each and every task in the project management process. Yes, the, the parameters has comes under critical path method. Okay, and I think so that the project success is also depend on the consideration of critical path methods. As when you goes through each and every task, where goes with the considerations, evaluations point of each and every task or activity that will helpful to us for the calculating of our project output. Yes, I think so. You got the point. That is critical path method. Yes,
Yes, sir.
critical path method is a techniques where you identify the tasks that are necessary for the project completion. Yes, and to determine the schedules and flexibilities. The CPMs are also revolves around discovering the most important tasks in the project pipelines, identify and task dependence, and calculating the task durations. What is the critical chain method? The critical chain method is one of the methods used to perform schedule network analyze that take into account tasks, okay, which are depend on the limited resources availability and buffers, which are used to prepare the project schedule when limited restricted resources are available. As critical chain method, we are considering a lot of tasks or activities, or we are carried out the times as required to computations of that project. Yes, and in case there has a restricted resources are available, some of the times they have limited data are available. Okay, these are comes under critical change method. That is program evaluations and review techniques. I think so. This is the important considerations of whole of the project management, or the considerations of the any of the project management. Program evaluations and review techniques. What mean program evaluation and review technique is a method used to examining the task in schedules and to determine critical path methods or the variations. It analyzes the time required to complete each task and its associated dependencies to determine the minimum time to completions of that project. Yes, as in considerations of program evaluation and review techniques, these are the activities or goes with the critical path method. The activities are goes with the meta points method. The activities has how much times they have required to computations upon particular task activities. Yes, they have to be calculated by using program evaluations and review techniques. Okay, critical path method variation. It analyzed the adds in second sentence. It analyzed the time required to complete each task and associate the dependencies. So how much dependencies will be on one particular task to determine the minimum times to the completions of that project. Okay, that can be calculated by using program evaluations and review techniques. What is the graphical evaluation and review techniques? Yes, a graphical evaluations and review techniques commonly known as GERT. Okay, it is simple, not so hard to understand. It is a network analysis techniques used in project management that allows probabilistic treatment both network logic and estimations of activity of the durations. Okay, these are comes under technical constraints or graphical evaluations or mathematics calculations. Probability distributions. Yes, the chances of happenings, which are comes under graphical evaluations and revolution techniques. Yes, just you go with the diagram also. Okay, what is meta potential method? Just anyone knows the details of meta potential method other than this PPT, or you have understanding the details what mean to say that meta potential method? The meta potential method is the potential metra. Okay, method does potential metra was developed by French researcher Bernard Roy in 1958 for the construction of the French Picobot plants on of the first French nuclear power plant. Yes, MPM is a mean of describing, organizing, and planning a project. It is an equivalent to the program evaluations and review techniques method. Yes, okay, it is an equivalent but not the same. But the considerations of metapotential methods are used in nuclear power plant. Yes, what that we have previously said that what is the contents of nuclear power plant? Yes, as we can say any of the project management as like key constraint that considerations of time and cost. In case of nuclear power plant, which are two elements are most in the nuclear power plant? As it is nuclear power plant is it is an renewable energy sources. Yes, it is an a power plant and it is an also example of one of the project management. Or okay, it is one of the project na that is nuclear power plant. Okay, just go through nuclear power plant. How many nuclear power plants in India? What are the elements, major element considerations in nuclear power plant? That is uranium and thorium. Okay, uranium and thorium are the main elements of the nuclear power plant. For the happenings of the reactions or the considerations of both the uranium and thorium element for the convergence of energy. Yes, these systems are used in nuclear power plant. That is Metropoint potential method. Okay, how they have to be in figure that there is a collections of probabilities of uh, elements are available on one particular areas as the considerations of whole the areas. The dot points has considers with the element. Okay, how much elements with the considerations of that one particular area in nuclear systems. Okay, and they are considering which are equivalent to the PERT method, program evaluations and review method. Yes, these are the methods of project management techniques. Okay, project estimation methods. Yes, project planning stages. Okay, that are comes under project planning. And in our first unit, that is overview of project management. What are the 5 stages of project management? Okay, that's are the important constants in unit first stages. In second unit, yes, 6 common estimating method of project management. Yes, what are the stages of project planning, developing stages of project planning, and network analysis. Yes, it is not so easy to understand the project evaluation review techniques as you are considering any of the practical project, you are considering any of the what we can say solving of the project. That it is little bit easy with the consideration of theoretical concept. Yes, but you are also need to go with one of problem and just try to solve from your side program evaluation review techniques, and it is very easy to understand when you are goes to any of the project management. Network analysis, CPM means what, MetroPoint means what, okay, graphical representations means what. Okay, I think so we are stop here. Okay, with the and we are good with our revision part of third fourth unit by upcoming 2 days. Okay, I have one question that you are going with the reading of all the slides or not from your side, as you are going with easy understanding or not.
Yes, sir.
You have understand it easiest way or it has and difficult or some of the topics has goes with the confusions or not, or it will be okay. Yes, no problem, students.
It will be okay, sir, to understand.
Uh, yes, okay. We will stop here our today's lectures and just go with your anyone if you are going with your research project Just read out it from your sides and represent your research topic by our tomorrow's conference. And all the students has requested to attend the conference by 2 days from your sides, as you are continuously attending our lectures. Okay, given us a positive response from your sides, as 30 to 32 students as always goes with the considerations part of our all the activities. Yes. So we are hope that everyone has goes with the positive mind and attending our training sessions or attending our programs. Okay, and any one of the candidates from marketing profile, please share the CV with me that we have opening for Chemsol Polymers. Okay, these are the repeated companies and they have offered 2.5 lakh to the marketing students. Yes, anyone from the marketing student, just convey a message to them and share resume with me. Thank you, student.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hmm. Best luck, Vinod. If
Thank
you
you,
have
sir.
any problems regarding the interview process